What are thermochemical equations? The equations which show energy or enthalpy changes along with mass relationships taking place in chemical reactions are called thermochemical equations. Guidelines for writing thermochemical equations. Physical states of reactants and products. In order to determine the enthalpy changes occurring in chemical reactions, the physical states of both reactants and products have to be mentioned in chemical equations. Let us observe the combustion reaction of methane with oxygen gas. The chemical equation clearly indicates that 1 mole of methane gas reacts with 2 moles of oxygen gas and thereby produces 1 mole of carbon dioxide gas along with 2 moles of gaseous water vapor. During this chemical reaction, an amount of 802 kilojoules per mole is liberated, and the same may be represented by change in enthalpy or delta H value equivalent to minus 802 kilojoules per mole. The negative enthalpy value clearly indicates that the combustion reactions are exothermic in nature. Combustion reaction of methane, wherein liquid water is formed as a product, may be equated as shown. During this combustion reaction, more amounts of heat energy is liberated, that is around 890 kilojoules per mole, or change in enthalpy or delta H value equivalent to minus 890 kilojoules per mole. This is because an additional energy value equivalent to 88 kilojoules per mole has to be supplied to 2 moles of liquid water in order to get it converted into 2 moles of gaseous water vapor. This may be equated as shown. Here in this conversion process, since the energy is supplied to physical state conversion, the reaction is an endothermic process and it has a change in enthalpy value or delta H value equivalent to plus 88 kilojoules per mole. Melting of ice at 0 degrees Celsius. Melting of ice at 0 degrees Celsius is a physical process as solid ice is converted into liquid water as shown. During this phase conversion, 1 mole of solid water or H2OS is converted into 1 mole of liquid water or H2OL. This melting of ice process has change in enthalpy or delta H value of plus 6 kilojoules per mole. A positive value of change in enthalpy or delta H indicates that solid ice at 0 degrees Celsius, by absorbing 6 kilojoules per mole of heat energy, gets converted into liquid water. Since melting of ice at 0 degrees Celsius involves absorption of heat energy, the reaction is said to be an endothermic process. The change in enthalpy or delta H value does not refer to any single reactant or product, but delta H value refers to the enthalpy changes taking place in all the species, that is both reactants and products of entire chemical reaction.